some of the ideas behind the die rolling 2 dice, are very applicable there. Okay? Let me just kind of reiterate what we talked about here. Get rid of this. We said the probability of rolling a 12, right, was, so the probability of a 12 would be 1 out of 36. I have a question. Do you know what the most likely thing to roll is? That's my question. A 7? Could everyone take a moment and compute the probability of rolling a 7? Take a moment to do that at your desk. I'm going to list the possibilities that could give me a 7. Here they are, right? So what's the probability of rolling a 7? We would say that's what? Yeah, I mean, 2 ways of looking at it. It's definitely 6 out of 36, but if I reduce that, that's also 1 out of 6, okay? And I remember my father, I was a very young kid, and he explained this to me in a way that I'll never forget. I don't know why. But when I rolled 2 dice, there I did it, I rolled a 7. That's actually the most likely thing to happen.
Now, why everyone bet on 7 and crash? Yeah.
That's a good question. Why are the rules of craps the way they are? Has everything to do with the probabilities associated to the game. But that's another topic, okay? But let me just try to say what I wanted to say, which is, if I roll a 7, the probability of rolling a 7, we say, is 1 out of 6. Well, it's 6 out of 36. You can compute that because we have a nice sample space here. But here's another way to think of it. When I roll the dice, one of them is going to land first. There it is. This one hasn't landed yet, but I have a question for you. Is it still possible for me to roll a 7?
Yes.
If this die ends up as what? Then I get a 7. What is the probability of that happening? 1 out of 6. If I roll the dice and the first one lands a 6, is it still possible for me to roll a 4? Nothing on here is going to give me a 4. I could roll a 10, I could roll a, right? But there's no way. You see what I'm saying? Here, let me roll the dice again one at a time. There, I rolled 1 die. Oh, there it is, a 3. Is it still possible for me to roll a 7? I would need, what's the probability of that happening? I don't care what you roll. You'll always find, by the way, when they make dice, the number on the other side makes them add up to 7. Okay? They're constructed in a certain way. You may not have known this. And here, let me roll one more time. Is it still possible for me to roll a 7? I know, but I'm asking the question.
Yes.
What's the probability?
1 out of 6.
1 out of 6. I'll never forget that. It stuck with me that's a very interesting way to think about it.